Hello, hello. This is Simone. I thought I would film a little introductory series about journaling and planning and things that I use. And I will start the series off with my pens, my favorite pens for journaling and planning. So here it goes. This is my pen case and I made it myself. And these are all the pens that I am using. So how do I do this? I haven't really thought about it yet. Let's just divide them into the different categories. All right, so these are all gel inks. These are fine liner pens and markers. This is a fountain pen and this is a ballpoint pen. So let's start with the biggest category, the gel inks, because those are the ones that I use most often. My most favorite pen of all times is this Sarasa Multi. It has 4 different inks as well as a pencil. The lead of the pencil is 0.5 and the width of the pens is also 0.5. There is different width of pens, but I have found that I write best for at least with the Zebra Sarasa in 0.5. So this is the one that I take everywhere. I have a black, I have a blue pen, I have a green and a red. This is how it comes when you buy it, but you can actually refill it and you will need the NJK refill for these, and then you can buy all the different colors they have. So you are not limited to just red, green, blue and black. However, the top of the pen will stay, so you cannot change out the color of these. I have even more of these. I bought these separately just as to test out the color of the ink, and I have 0.5s and 0.4s, but if I would just go out, I would only take this pen and these stay in my pen case. So the next pen that I have, this was actually my first multi-pen. It is a high-tech C Colette. It's great as well. However, there is no pencil in there. And the price point, buying the high-tech C Colette with a pencil lead is more expensive than buying the Zebra Sarasa. And I have actually found that I just like the way the ink flows with the Zebra Sarasa. So I don't really intend to stock up on more of the high-tech C ink. However, it is a great pen, and it has a lot of different colors for refilling, and you open it up on top and then you can just take out the ink, and here you will definitely have the different colors showing on the clip. And then you just close the pen again and have it. So I just added in some colors that I do not have in here, just to have, if I'm going minimal, I will take these, and I have a lot of different colors. And then I just found this pen. A lot of people swear on these, and I have never gotten my hands on this, but I found a Muji store right downtown San Jose. So when I came by there last week, I went in and just bought one, and it really, really writes very smoothly. And so yeah, I didn't get it in the 0.38 like everybody says, oh, that's such a great pen. I got it in a 0.5 millimeters because, again, I told you, I think my handwriting looks best with 0.5. And then the last thing I love for planning my YouTube videos, because I just don't really, I need to be flexible with my schedule, and when I start planning it in the beginning of the month, sometimes doesn't end up the way I want it to be. So I need to be flexible and erase the ink, and these are great for that. I can use different colors of ink for my different kinds of videos, and these are the friction ball inks. They are erasable by heat, so if you want to have something permanent, I would not use these. In a journal where you want to have the ink staying, this might be not a good idea, because if you leave it out in the heat in your car, your writing might disappear. So I just grabbed the ones that I had. I didn't buy any new pens. So this is a Friction Ball Slim, these two. And this is a Friction Ball Clicker pen. It's in 0.7. I like the 0.38 more than this one, but again, I didn't want to go buy, and I needed 3 different colors, so I'm just using those. I will talk about the other pens next, and then I will go and speed up the video and show you the inks on different kinds of papers. So this pen is a Lamy Safari fountain pen with I think it's a medium nib. However, this has been in my possession for about 23 years. I wrote my Abitur with this, and yeah, I can't tell enough good things about this pen. It just writes awesome. So I know the German word for this. It's called Patrone, but I don't really know what the English word is. You can get these, but you also can get refillable ink cartridges, and then you do not have to be confined to the Lamy ink. This is a really great pen for just taking along and jotting down notes. It writes awesome, very smoothly. You can get them in almost every store. I like the 0.7. I think it's fine enough for writing, and the ink flows so well. You wouldn't believe that this is actually a ballpoint pen. So if I need to use a ballpoint pen, this is the one I reach for. Next, for journaling, I also love using Sharpies. I like the Sharpie pen for writing in my journal. It doesn't bleed through. It also works well on photos, but it sometimes smears on glossy surfaces. So sometimes if you need it to be dry right away, I would use just a normal Sharpie, and I use the ultra fine point, and this actually really dries on all surfaces, photos, everywhere. This dries well, but you need to be aware that it might bleed through. And then another alternative, the Sharpie pen is widely available at Target, at Michael's, everywhere, and you usually get them at a good price and in a multi-pack. So this is if you just want to go out and buy something really quickly and easily. These are harder to get, but they have archival ink, and they come in different pen widths. So this one is a 0.01, and it's really fine, and I like using this in journaling when I want to write a smaller headline or something really small, and this contrasts really nicely to the thicker width of the Sharpie pen. And then also color. I'm not really a very colorful journaler. I usually use black or dark blue. So that's why most of the stuff is black here. But if I need to use a marker, I really love the Flair pens from Papermate. And these are also available at Target, Michael's, your stationery stores, like, well, stationery office supply stores like Office Max or Staples. And then for highlighting things, I really like the mild liners, and I splurged with my Christmas money and I got all 3 packs. What I really like about these is they do not, well, the usual highlighter colors are neon colors, and these are muted and they do not bleed through most of the papers I use, and they have two different kinds of tips, fine and a bold. So this is the different pens I use, and I will now go ahead and try these out on different kinds of papers. I pulled out a Cocoa Daisy paper, week on 2 pages. This is the same paper that also comes in the Traveler's Notebook Daisy Dory inserts. So the paper is the same. Then I pulled out the inside of a Taroko design notebook. This is Tomoe River Paper, and I think it is 68 GSM cream. So I'll just, I have never written on any of these papers, so I'm really curious how the paper holds up to all of the different inks. So that's the Tomoe River Paper. Then I have the Traveler's Notebook, Traveler's Company paper. It's MD paper in white, and it doesn't say how many grams it has, but that's, I think, from the way it feels, it's more than 68, maybe 70, 72. And then I have 20 grams of printer paper, just plain white, so that you can actually see how that holds up as well. And then let's start. While I am swatching all of those pens for you, I just wanted to say that I have actually filmed this video in May, and I have destashed some of these pens already. I'm not using the friction ball pens anymore, and right now at this moment I'm also not really using my fountain pen, but I really want to change that again. So I thought I didn't want to let this video go to waste, because I really think it is such a nice treat to see how these pens write on all of the different papers, and that is why I'm posting this in August now. And it actually doesn't really matter which are my favorite pens. This is just for you to see what you maybe want to try, and maybe order a pen selection. I will link the 2 shops that I ordered from, and actually there is the Tokyo Pen Shop and Jet Pens. I really love the Tokyo Pen Shop. She has several starter packages, and you can actually get a very good assortment of pens to try out. That is how I actually found the Zebra Sarasa Multi that was in that starter package, and I would have never tried these because I had seen the High-Tech C Colette, and yeah, people loved that pen, and so I never saw the Zebra, but I actually love that more. So what I actually want to tell you and ask you is that this is the beginning of what I would call an introductory series to journaling and planning, and I have another video coming up next month that is about what you can use different notebooks for, and I will show some old ones, but I would love to hear from you. What are other introductory videos that you would like to see in this series? For instance, embellishments or clustering or stickers. Tell me what you would like to see, and I will see if I have some important advice for you to give on that topic. Okay, so now let's hear what I have to say about the different papers and the tests of the pens and how they write. I will give you some closer looks at the paper and the bleeding and feathering, and yeah, let's hear. Okay, so my video cut out right when I was starting or finishing off the Traveler's Company paper, the MD paper, and then I seem to have written this all by myself. So this is the 20 grams or pound, I think it's 20 pound copy paper, and this is the way the shadowing and ghosting and bleed through looks on the paper. I don't think this is a great way to use or compare the paper, because it's definitely designed for copying, and it is a cheap and very light paper. What is very noticeable here is that the fountain pen ink feathers out. You can actually see this right here, but the gel pens, they write very smoothly, as well as the roller ballpoint pen. The Sharpie pen doesn't bleed through, however the marker does, as well as you can see here, the ink of the mild liner just seeps into the paper. Same with the Paper Mate. Whenever I stopped, I got a dot, a bleed through dot on my paper. So this isn't really very useful for, you could use it as a planner if you stick to the gel pens, but for journaling, for colorful writing, if you want to have lettering, you shouldn't use copy paper. The difference that is very noticeable with the papers here is this is the Tomoe River Paper, and I really have to say that even though a lot of people really like this paper, I do love the MD paper a bit more. It is because, as well, you can see the paper, it doesn't really soak into the ink, doesn't really soak into the paper. However, it does a bit more with the Tomoe River Paper than with the MD paper. And same goes for the Cocoa Daisy paper. It is very thick. It holds up nicely to bleed through. However, the ink seems to seep into the paper more. I think you can see it best with the mild liners, the way they write on they look. Maybe it's, yeah, here. See here, it's just, it soaks into the paper, and here it feels like it sits on top. However, they are still usable and very, very nice to use. What you need to be aware of with the Cocoa Daisy paper is that if you erase pencil or friction pens, you will erase the design that is behind. So let me just demonstrate this. It's black, and then I'm erasing, and I'm also erasing the color. So you need to be mindful of that. It doesn't really matter on the grid paper or on the white paper, and the way I use it, it doesn't matter to me. But if you use this for planning and you do not want this, then you need to be, you need to know that you erase the color and the design. So this is my little pen test and favorite pens. What I wanted to point out as well is that even though all of these pens call themselves black, they are not. The Friction Ball Slim is not very black. The Zebra works well. However, I really think the Muji pen is a little bit more black, or the nib size is a bit wider, so more black ink flows out, and then it looks like it is black, more black. And yeah, the fountain pen black is a really, really dark black. As well, you can see why I really like the gel inks better than the Sharpie pens. When you have a heavy hand, you might bend the nib of the pen here, and then you write different, your stroke has different width when you write. So that's what happened here. It was really thin, and yeah, it really doesn't look as black as, for instance, the Zebra or the Muji pen. And for the Pigma, it is a very thin line, and my handwriting is too tall for this fine pen. So if I wanted to use this, I would need to write smaller. I think that is it. That's why my most loved pens are the black Zebra Sarasa and the black Muji pen, as well as the Lamy Safari. And I hope this helped you decide on what paper to use, what pens to try. Every pen is linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.